My name is Priscilla Holmes, and I am a graduate student in the Masters in Nutrition and Dietetic Internship Combined program. I am honored to be one of Appalachian State's Beaver Scholars, and I am so grateful to have been asked to share my story with you today. I was born into a large family and raised in a small agricultural community at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains. I grew up seeing food transition in the fields throughout the seasons from the land to the harvest. And through my mother's skillful hands, I watched and learned to transition ingredients scattered across kitchen countertops to delicious meals that fed and nourished our family. Food has always been a central part of my life and of my communities. But I also grew up seeing the not-so-glamorous side to food. I saw the needs in my community and my friends and my neighbors who sometimes didn't have enough to eat and whose incomes wouldn't support a balanced meal. I've sat down alongside loved ones and helped them cut the good spots, not the bad ones, but the good, out of fruits and out of vegetables so that they can use those good spots in a soup or in a meal. And when I was 11, my little sister was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It was here in the hospital rooms, sitting alongside her in those meetings with dietitians, that my interest in nutrition was truly sparked. When I was in high school, my parents opened a health and bulk foods general store. Throughout those years in the family business, my siblings and I all worked in the store, and some of us still today come home over the summer or over the holidays and will help out where we can. My time working there, engaging with customers and developing community relationships further exposed me to the nutritional needs in rural communities. I found customers were readily willing to share their health struggles and their concerns with me, and these could range in topic from chronic diseases to food insecurity. It was there that I realized how great the need is in rural small towns and communities, and how few resources, education, and in many cases simply the access to better food options are available to meet these needs. This exposure, in addition to the influence of my sister's story and others in my community, confirmed my desire to pursue nutrition and dietetics as a career. I attended Appalachian State University for my undergraduate program where I majored in nutrition and dietetics. I learned so much academically and professionally, but also through my community experience and my involvement in the Boone area. I loved Boone and nutrition so much that I applied for graduate school. It had been a dream of mine to pursue a Master's of Science in Nutrition and a dietetic internship. This further education was essential to obtaining my registered dietitian credentials so that I could work in pediatrics and with families in communities like mine. I hope to utilize my knowledge of nutrition to give families the tools and education to provide them with better health and quality of life in the future. With that said, I was beyond ecstatic when I was accepted into my current graduate program around this time 2 years ago. I had worked so hard and made many sacrifices to get to this point. But the reality for many of us is that even when we do devote, hard work to achieve our goal, there are so many barriers that we cannot control that are in the way. And I was no exception to this. For me, that barrier was finances. The door of opportunity had been opened, but I didn't know how I was financially going to afford to be able to pass through it. I'd done everything in my power from working through school to budgeting and saving all that I could, but that wasn't enough for me to continue my education. I distinctly remember receiving the news from the university in which I was informed that a gracious donor had given the Beaver College of Health Sciences additional funds that were being awarded to 20 Beaver Scholars, of which I was one. That memory is clear as day in my mind because it is one of the happiest and most overwhelming moments I have experienced to date. It genuinely felt like this huge burden had been lifted off of my shoulders that I had carried for a long time. And words can't express how much a gift like that has meant to me. I've seen the blessings of this gift continue on through the past year within the graduate program. None of us could have anticipated or foreseen the events and the challenges that were to occur this past year with COVID-19. These times have demanded a great deal of adaptability, resilience, and courage from all of us. Amid these challenges, I have taken heart daily in recognizing my blessings, of which some of my greatest include a home, loved ones, an education, and financial support. This generous gift has made such a tremendous impact in my life. It has given me encouragement and perseverance through these challenging times. It has provided the opportunity for me to pursue my dreams and to be able to give back to my community, even amid the challenges facing our world. It has been such a motivator in reminding me that hard work and dedication are always worth the investment. So thank you for such a blessing, one that encourages me to persevere amid the odds that we are facing. One of my favorite quotes is from the movie It's a Wonderful Life, and it goes, "All that you take with you is that which you give away." And I'm a firm believer in that. It is something that I try to remind myself of and apply to my life and my relationships and my interactions with others. When I reflect back on my life, the people and the events with the greatest impact have lived by these words. My parents give away themselves selflessly. My dearest friends do as well. And each of our gracious donors has given away generously and wonderfully from the kindness and generosity of their own hearts. I know that I speak for all of us when I say thank you. I hope that if you get one thing from my story, it is that there is a face and a story and a need behind every single gift that you give. And I hope that you never forget that your generosity has changed someone's life and provided them with an opportunity to obtain something that they quite possibly never thought was achievable. And it will have a ripple effect as those scholarship recipients, like me, go on to help others in their community and in the health professions. I hope that I someday have the opportunity to do what you have done and to live by these words as well, and to invest in the stories and the futures of those around me. Thank you.